I've said many, many times that our kids are not watching this show. No. Our kids are not listening to the lecture, they're watching the show. I've said that a lot. And yesterday, Xander made me amend that because it's definitely both. They're watching the show more than they're listening to the lectures, for sure. But a couple days ago, Xander was having some frustration with his homework. And he has some stories around needing to be smart. And smart to him means knowing everything, even before he's learned it. So when he's working on a math problem that he really wasn't paying attention to, he got to a point where he was confused, and that was triggering for him. And so he got really emotional about not understanding the math problem. And he started to spiral in the I must be stupid thought process. And when your identity is wrapped up in I'm smart, and now I must be stupid is your thought, then your identity is gone. So, because I've learned that you can't learn when you're in fight or flight, freeze and faint, when you're in survival mode, your learning brain is not online. And so when your learning brain's not online, that's not the time for, or when your kid's learning brain is not online, that's not the time for you, mom or dad, to go in with the lecture. What I assessed that he needed was he needed to calm down first. And so I had him put his hand on his heart and his hand on his belly, and breathe deeply 3 times. And I got some pushback, but he did it anyway. And he calmed down. And we were able to continue on doing the homework. Yesterday, his school was put on lockdown because a 17-year-old kid called in a threat to the high school that he was going to come in and shoot it up. And because they take those threats very seriously, the high school was locked down, the junior high was locked down, and the elementary schools were locked down and surrounded with police officers. And he called me to pick him up when it was over. And I took him home. And on the way home, he said, "Mom, there were a lot of kids in the school that were panicking, or in my class that were panicking." And I taught him how to breathe by putting their hand on their chest and their hand on their stomach. And that was a moment that he made me revise that our kids are not listening to the lectures. They're watching the show, because they're absolutely doing both.